my gosh, this was impromptu, but it is getting ready to storm so bad. So hopefully we can get through this, because you know my dog Heidi is deathly afraid of storms. So she's like all on top of me right now. But I will try not to make you guys dizzy. But I wanted to show you how, like, I have a very large collection, and like most of my decks are like on bookshelves in their boxes. I do like keeping my decks in their boxes, except for decks that I'm using that I pull for a lot. I hate like putting them in the box, putting them back on the shelf, because then I feel like I don't use them as much, you know. And this is the way I've been doing my decks for a couple years now. And it's these boxes right here. There's 9 slots, right? And I have 6 of them. Okay. And then I can also use the very top. But yeah, the slots are perfect size for a regular size tarot deck. They fit perfect. Now bigger decks, like that's my Byzantine tarot, I have to put sideways, which is fine, right? And there I have 2 decks. They're the same deck, but one's a first edition, the Charmin Burke, and this is like the Tarot Made Easy or something that you can get now. And that is my Indie Anna K. And then above it is my trimmed Anna K. But anyway, this bottom row are the decks that I'm using on a pretty regular basis. Especially these 3. I'm like, I'm obsessed with the Mystic Fairy Tarot. I've been using this for like 2 months now. The Shadowland Tarot I've been using for 2 or 3 months. I love this deck. I have actually trimmed the gold border. Like, I loved this deck, but the gold borders, which I do love gold borders, right? But these gold borders like hurt my hands so bad. But you can see the black is starting to wear a little bit because I use this constantly. But I trim the gold off and I love it so much better. I like I said, I use this deck all the time. So much better with the gold gilding off of it. But the Shadowland Tarot, yes. And I just use it like a regular tarot deck. Of course, when I do my readings, I do pay attention to the shadow and the light of the card. I love that deck. And I love the book. It's so well done. Same with the Mystic Fairy. I love the book that comes with that too. And on the Mystic Fairy, each suit is a different story for each of the suits. It follows a story. So it's got that like fairy tale vibe to it, which I do enjoy very much. I have learned something about myself. That's the kind of decks I like. Just like the Rider-Waite-Smith, it has that, you know, sort of vibe to it. I do not like real people in my deck. No, I do not like real people in my decks. I've discovered that. I do not like it. Tarot of the Divine. Oh, love this deck. It's just beautiful, beautiful deck. I love all the artwork in it. I love the cardstock. I love shuffling this deck. This is a beautiful deck. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm holding my phone, so I do not mean to make you guys sick if I'm making you sick. This is the Golden Universal. I love this deck. It is a beautiful, beautiful deck. Yeah, love that deck. Okay, so those are the 4 that I use the most. I've been using the Northern Animal Tarot, and I think the reason I love this so much is I love the cardstock. And I love the smell of this deck. Oh my gosh. So I think that's the main reason I use this deck, but it's beautiful artwork. I love, love, love this deck. That's why I like this Rider-Waite here. It has that same kind of cardstock, sort of like that. So I do enjoy it, but I feel like I'm babbling now. So I'm just gonna keep going here. The second row here is Rider-Waite Smith decks that I love using right now. So we have my 1909 Restoration. This is, I forget what this one, I feel like this came from like the Ukraine or something like that. But it has a black background. So like that's why I love it so much. But it's a really heavy, heavy deck. This thing is like heavy. So it's really weird shuffling it, and it's really slick. But I do enjoy it though, because it's got the black background. And this is my CS Tarot. Conrad Stain. Yeah, Conrad Stain, which I have edged this in like a bronzy color. And the light's like washing all my edges out, but they do look good in person. This is, you could see I've used this a lot. This is the Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot. Yeah, that's what it is. Pamela Coleman Smith, which I'm pretty sure this is the Centennial coloring on it, but it's kind of got the glossy front, and it's gilded in gold, and it has these green backs with the fleur-de-lis. And I heard they did it in green because supposedly that was Pamela Coleman Smith's favorite color, which I'm not sure how they know that, but this is my first deck that was gifted to me, and it's the plaid back RWS, which I love this tarot deck. It's like so soft, and the coloring's soft in it. But this is the one that has that linen papery feel that I love so much. This is, I think this one might have come from the Ukraine. I'm not sure. But it's like this, which it's very cool, right? It has the plant. I love it has that one keyword up there, but then it has keywords for the reversed and the upright, and it has the planetary and chakras and astrology, and then it has if it's a yes, no, maybe card. Very, very cool. Very cool deck. And then, of course, again, oh, let me put my stuff back up here. Where? Oh, okay. And of course, this is my original Rider-Waite Smith and Centennial. And these are other decks that I really enjoy. We got, I'm just not going to name everything. I'm sure you guys might know if you see them. But this whole row going up and down are Oracle decks. They're all Oracle except for these are Rider-Waites that I had to have. But these are Oracle decks that I enjoy using. And I have a couple Oracles sprinkled here and there, like Roots and Wings, the full edition, and then Roots and Wing, the mini, and then the Mystical Witch, or let me see. Oh, Practical Magic. I was totally off on that. So but for the most part, these are all tarot decks. This is a deck that I've got sideways because it's a big one. But this is a deck that I'm not digging, really, because it's got like real people in it. And I've discovered I don't like real people in my decks. So I didn't know that for a long time. So I have several decks that I don't use anymore. Well, I never connected with them, and I never could understand why, because people would be like, oh, it's such a beautiful deck. No, now I know. I just don't. See, I enjoy artwork like this, artwork like this, artwork like this. Of course, this artwork, which is my favorite, the Rider-Waite-Smith. I mean, I just like decks that don't have like real people in them. So, and actually I find that a lot of my decks that are in their boxes, like they'll get like a warp bend like in them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I live in Florida, but I mean, they're in air conditioning. But I have found that them sitting out like this does not affect them at all. And a lot of my decks have been out, you know, for a long time because I've had this setup going on about 2 years now. I remember I first got the first one and I was like, oh, I love this. Then I got a second one. And I got them at Hobby Lobby. And back then, Hobby Lobby, they would have their, like, you know, 40% off coupon. So that's how I'd always go buy one, get the 40% off. Because they're like, I want to say like $40 for each one. But I got like 3 of them when it had the 40% off. Well, now Hobby Lobby doesn't do that anymore. So I waited until they would have their sale, you know, because every week it's a different thing, you know. And I forget, this is like wood, I don't know, knickknacks, I don't know what it is, wall, furnishings, it's something like that. But then you get 50% off or something like that. So slowly over time, I got each one. I did put some washi tape. The first ones are the ones that have the washi tape on them. So, which I thought looked really cool. But, yeah, my Alleyman Tarot. So, yeah, I just went through, picked all the cards out that I love the backs, because I love me some pretty backs on some cards. And there's only a few cards that I put the actual fronts, which this is from my Dame Darcy, the Ace of Cups. And then up there, I think that's the Buddha Tarot by Push Kitty. I love that card. And then up there, I have the Empress, the front of it, and the Deviant Moon, which my finger keeps blurring it. But yeah, so yeah, so I like being able to come to my desk and just, you know, grab a card that I'm feeling drawn to. I recently got this like 3 weeks ago, the Tarot Volatile. Oh my goodness, I'm loving that deck so much. And I don't know if I told you, this is my incense right here. I just put some sand in there, and it's actually the same sand as this. This is sand from Siesta Key, Florida, which is not far. And that sand is supposed to have like these magical, you know, like quartz and stuff like that in it. So it's supposed to be like all magical. So I do use that for my incense. And I don't know, it just feels special. So yeah. So I have that on my desk, the Tarot Volatile. And I also have the Hermit's Hybrid Tarot, which I'm really enjoying this one too. So very nice. But man, the storm's getting really bad. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Like, I love this setup so much. It just works out so good for me. And like I say, if I see I'm not using a deck for a while, I'll just like, I keep the boxes in a trunk under my table, and I'll just get the box out, put the deck up back on a shelf, and then put a new deck out that I'm like drawn to, or a new deck that I might have gotten in that I want to work with. So, yeah. All right, I think at this point I'm just babbling, so I'm going to go now, but I just wanted to share with you how I'm using my Alleyman Tarot and how I use my decks. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will talk to you all again real soon. Bye-bye.